Peace, peace, everybody. In the name of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus the Messiah, I pray that you are all blessed. We're about to go live in 15 seconds. All right, y'all, we are live. We have a lot of important things to talk about. May God bless all of you in the name of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus the Messiah. It is a beautiful, beautiful spring day. It is warm. The roosters are very ambitious today. The roosters are extremely ambitious. They are out there chasing the hens, trying to get laid. And that's a little tongue-in-cheek there for you, because, you know, chickens are laying eggs. Get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this Bitcoin price action we got going on right now, guys. I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about Ethereum. I want to talk about the Ethereum Bitcoin pair as well. There's a lot that we need to talk about. And no, TradingView has not frozen, King Shine. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat. Shout out to Moonwolf. May you be blessed. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I know. That was a weird joke, you know. Shout out to CCS9056 who says hi from Japan. Guys, some very interesting stuff. Some very interesting stuff going on. Looking at the Bitcoin daily time frame, guys, we have been unable to break above this key resistance of about $55,160. We keep wicking above it and coming below, wicking above and coming below. And when we take a look here at the 4-hour time frame, we can see that you know, we've been bouncing basically in between these two areas of support and resistance. Looking at Market Cipher B on some of these medium time frames, the 3-hour, the 4-hour, the RSIs are extremely high. They're extremely high. And we haven't really had a lot of time to cool off as far as the momentum waves come down. It looks like we really want to break out of this resistance. The money flow on Market Cipher B on the 4-hour is curving to the upside. The 6-hour money flow is at what I would say, you know, probably a middle ground. If we look at the 12-hour, we can see that it looks like money flow is starting to curve up. It looks like we still have some ways to go with this momentum wave, although the VWAP is starting to point down. And on the daily also, the VWAP is starting to curve over. So I think we're at a very important place where we either need to break above this 55K level, or I think we're going to come back down and come back down to this major support down here around $50,000. I think as far as I'm, you know, concerned and where I'm looking to trade right now, if we can break this 55K level, I'm expecting us to come up and retest the falling wedge right around $58,000 before we get another move to the downside. And if we're unable to break above this $55,000 level, I think this is a very key resistance level for us, guys. It's a key resistance. And I think if we can't break above this soon, we're probably going to come down. We've been consolidating for, you know, let's see here. We've been consolidating in this area for almost 2 days. Almost 2 days. And we know that consolidation underneath resistance is bullish. It is bullish. But I really want to see us break through here. It looks like on the 3-hour and the 4-hour, we really want to do it also. We're printing this green trigger wave right now on the 3-hour. If we go down to the 24-minute, we can see that we just printed this red trigger wave, so we need to cool off a little bit. What could potentially happen here is we come down, we cool off, then we could finally break through. Another thing that could happen is we just continue to come down. You can see that we're printing, you know, lower waves. If we come down, we print a lower wave like that, you know, then I don't know. It looks like we probably are not going to break through that resistance level there. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with the Bitcoin. I was long on Bitcoin this morning. CryptoFace, posted that he was long. I am long. I'm actually still long. I hit some take profits. I took a lot of profit out. I'm currently in these two trades, Bitcoin and Ethereum, low leverage. Bitcoin was up. They were both up higher, but now we're dropping down. I already hit a number of take profit levels. Ethereum, this is very interesting, guys. This was one of my targets for Ethereum, was the 2714 level, and the reason for that is because it is a Fibonacci extension level, right? These are the targets for Ethereum. And hang on, let me turn off CryptoVac here. These are my targets for Ethereum, and the way I got these targets is I took the Fibonacci extension from the swing low here to the swing high up here, and then pulled it down, and you can see that these are the targets for Ethereum, assuming that we maintain in the uptrend. I'm expecting us to see our next target for Ethereum is right around $3,000. But Ethereum right now is kind of in the same place as Bitcoin, where we've been really trying to get through now this resistance. I think if we can break above these resistances for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're going to see a significant move to the upside. But until we break through, if we're unable to break through, we're going to lose momentum, because the VWAP is going to curve back under the zero line on Market Cipher on the daily. If we come to the 4 hour, even though we are printing a green trigger wave, it's still very high. Like, Market Cipher is very high. The RSIs are very high. I really would like to see us cool down a little bit. We did get a nice bounce yesterday off the 2573 level, which is where I entered the long. But until we're able to break this level, I'm not really sure that we're going to see higher prices until we're able to close above and confirm above 2713 with momentum in our favor. So let me pop into the chat and see what's going on. Shout out to Evo Tesseract, who says we're falling off a cliff, homie. Yeah, if we're unable to break this resistance, then yeah, we're falling off a cliff. But keep in mind, guys, we have been consolidating between these levels for some time. So, it is what it is. We might not break below the 54K level. We might get another bounce and keep consolidating. Guys, 1 second here. 1 second. I do have to manage some things here in private. And yes. Give me 1 moment here. 1 moment. I am, yes, I apologize, I do apologize. Okay, we are good to go. Again, I apologize about that, y'all. Boom, here we are. Yes, so shout out to Crypto Garden 0726 Meisel, who says hit that like button while waiting. Shout out to Wrangler Media, who says I love your videos, amazing. Yes, may God bless all of you. Shout out to Fluffy Crypto Puffer. Fernando Diaz says I tried purchasing your course on Sunday, it did not come through. Join my Discord, Fernando, and I will fix everything if you message me in there or send me an email. And guys, also, if you are interested in the trading course, if you're new to trading, new to Market Cipher, you can gain the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. I'm currently offering a 5% discount for people who are in this live stream, and I will drop the coupon in the description. If you go to jasoncaspertrading.com, you can get 5% off with this coupon. It's exclusive to this live stream, y'all. Exclusive to the live stream. So yes. All right, let's get back here to BTC. Yeah, what's up with my trading view? Actually, it does look kind of frozen, right? Somebody mentioned that before. Yeah, it looks like my prices are frozen in TradingView, where it's stuck at 55,239. Interesting, very interesting. Yes, so we are consolidating between these two areas, and honestly, guys, what I was hoping for, and what I still kind of am hoping for, is that we are able to break above the 55K level, and we come up and we test this falling wedge, then we come back down and get a lower level, which will then give us a new all-time high. That's kind of what I am hoping for. And in the meantime, before we are able to break out, how should we be trading this? The way we should be trading this is we have our levels marked out right here, and we should be looking to long when we come down to these supports, and we should be looking to short when we come up to the resistances. That's very important. And the way we're going to get these levels is we are going to mark them out. So if we go to a new chart, and we erase all the levels that I have here, what you're going to do for Bitcoin is you're going to go to the daily time frame, and you are simply going to look for areas where price has found a sticking point in the past, and you're going to mark out that level. You're going to mark out that level. So for example, right here, we can see that around $55,000, we were getting a lot of liquidity, a lot of daily candles opening and closing. And the reason I mark a level here is because if we go back to the beginning of March, we can see that we have a candle closing here, and then this is acting as the floor, this is acting as support, it's acting as support again, then it's acting as resistance, it's acting as support, it's acting as support again, and then resistance, and now it's been acting as resistance. And the reason we want to mark these levels is because this is areas of liquidity in the market where a lot of buying and selling happen. And you'll notice that if you find these areas where a lot of trading has happened, where you could draw a line through it, where there's a lot of candle bodies opening and closing, we tend to wick down to there a lot. These are zones of liquidity where the market remembers that a lot of buying and selling happened here. So if a lot of big orders need to get filled, price will retrace, whales will push the price back to these areas in order to fill large orders, right? So the market remembered what happened here. There were a lot of buy orders here to push the price up. Market comes back down, those buy orders get filled again, market comes up, market comes down, a lot of large sell orders can be filled, so that it comes down, and so on and so forth. And so when we mark out these levels, these are areas where price is going to have some kind of a reaction. And so we can look for long positions and short positions when price gets to these levels. We can mark other levels as well just by looking at the daily candles. Here's one right here at about 57K. We have another one up here right about 58K, where we can see all these candle bodies opening and closing. And so the way we're going to find good trade entries here is first, here I can mark a level right here too. First, we're going to wait for price to come down to one of these areas. And once price does come down to one of these areas, we're going to look at Market Cipher to see if there's momentum in the direction. We know that there's probably going to be a reaction at one of these areas. Like, for example, price comes up to the resistance. There's probably going to be a reaction here. And obviously, we could have entered a really nice short position. But if we go down to the lower time frames, and we zoom in at the exact time that price is hitting that resistance, what do we see? What do we see? We see something that tells us which way the price is going to go so that we know how to enter a good trade with a good entry, with a good risk to reward ratio. What we see is price comes up to the resistance, and then on Market Cipher B on the lower time frames, we see direction, divergence, and a money flow crossover. Direction, divergence, and a money flow crossover. What I mean by that is this. We can see a direction of Market Cipher generally moving downwards in general. We can see a divergence where price action is consistently moving up like this, while momentum on Market Cipher is consistently moving down like this. That is called a bearish divergence, where price is moving up and momentum is moving down. And then we get a money flow crossover. Now, we can see the money flow crossover happening sooner if we go down to a lower time frame. Let me see here. Yeah, we can see it happening sooner if we go down to like the 3 minute. You're going to have to be looking at these lower time frames. But we see the divergence forming. And then right here, we can see that the money flow is starting to cross over. And so when we see that the money flow is starting to cross over, we enter a short position. And we have a very clear area of entry where we can enter like right here, and we can put our stop loss just above that last swing high, because we know that we're entering this trade because our plan is we're getting a rejection off the resistance based on Market Cipher, based on the fact that it is a resistance. And so if the price goes contrary to our plan, we need to get out of the trade. But, you know, price goes with the plan. Market Cipher usually will tell us if there's a divergence and a direction and a money flow crossing over at a resistance. Most of the time, you'll be able to get some kind of profit out of that trade. Even if you don't hit all your take profits, you will be able to get something out of that trade. So until we're able to break above or below this area right here, if you're looking to enter trades in the meantime, it's important, I think, to just wait until price comes to one of these areas. You might even want to mark out this and this too as other areas to keep an eye on. And if price comes up here, look for a short. If price comes down there, look for a long. Now, Ethereum, kind of the same thing. Ethereum to me looks more bullish than Bitcoin does, simply because the money flow is thicker on the daily time frame. And it's, you know, we can see on Market Cipher B that the money flow is indeed thicker, and it is indeed getting thicker. And yesterday, Ethereum had we had the massive pump yesterday. We had the massive pump where we were finally able to come up above this previous Fibonacci extension level and hit perfectly this second Fibonacci extension level. So if I had to guess on what was going to happen, I would assume we would probably trade within this area, and then we would break out and hit the next Fibonacci level. As long as Bitcoin doesn't give us a total dump, right, and is able to either keep going up or maintaining in this general area, then I think altcoins, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, even like Polkadot and Chainlink are going to really start to shine through as we continue on in the month. But yeah, Ethereum on the daily is looking quite bullish. If we go down to the 4-hour time frame, again, even though it's quite high, we're still printing this green trigger wave. We've had a really hard time cooling off. Even when we were printing this red wave here, we just came down a little bit to retest the previous Fibonacci level, and then we came back up. We hit our fib target basically twice. If we go down to the 1 hour, we can see there's still a lot of room here. There's still a lot of room for this wave to continue to the upside. We need to really be watching the lower time frames here. If we see on like the 12-minute, the 24-minute, that we come up like this and print a red wave down here, and we clip like that, then we know, okay, we're probably not going to be breaking out because the Market Cipher is giving us the direction. But if on these lower time frames, the 12-minute, the 24-minute, we start to see something like this, where we come down and we print a green wave right here, then that can give us a nice trampoline bounce to potentially break out of this resistance level. Now, shout out to Matt Barnes, who said, "I've learned so much from your course." Thank you. Bless you. May the Lord bless you, Matt Barnes. Evo Tesseract says, I think Bitcoin is going to break the 24,000 resistance. You mean 54,000? 54K? What do you mean? Yeah, so guys, if you're in the chat, today I do have a 5% discount for the course. If you're interested in that, the discount code is WOW, a 5% discount hyphen thanks Jason exclamation point. Shout out to Savage Trader who's shorting BTC to 51K. Yeah, definitely not a bad time to short BTC. At least in the short term. You know? At least in the short term. It really looks like we're about to come down even more on Bitcoin. It looks like we are about to come down even more because we are about to print a red trigger wave on the 3-minute down here. And basically, Market Cipher gives us the direction, right? If we see, for example, that we're printing waves, green and red waves, lower and lower like this, that means we're coming down. And it's giving us the warning that we're coming down before we come down. Right? We see here the bearish divergence price is coming up, momentum is coming down, and then we keep printing waves lower and lower, and now if we actually do print a red wave right down here, that will push us down even more. That's kind of how it goes. So if you're in a long and you are looking to stay in the long, it's good to be monitoring these lower time frames to get the short-term projection. So just as an example, I entered a trade. When did I enter it? Let me see here. Yes, okay, so I entered a long position right here. And I was trying to long the bounce off the 21 EMA for Ethereum. And we did, you know, get a little bit of profit on this trade. But what happened was I saw this. Let's take a look. If you're in a long and you see something like this on Market Cipher, it's time to get out of the long unless it's a swing trade. If it's a scalp, here's what I saw. This is the 12-minute. I saw us coming down. I thought we were about to print a green wave right here, right? I thought we were about to print a green wave right here, but it was a fake out green wave, and then the VWAP started to point down more. And then when I went to the lower time frames, I saw that we were printing lower and lower red trigger waves, and that told me, okay, it's time to get out of the trade. It's time to get out of the trade. John Wick says, what about the 1-hour Bitcoin? We'll check that out. Shout out to Premier Crypto, who highly recommends the Jason Casper trading course. Shout out to Trailhead Media. Shout out to you, brother. Yes, the sneaky VWAP. Right, this is a sneaky WAPinator right here. Look at that. Look at that fake out. It's like when you see someone in school. When you're a kid, one of the popular kids, right? One of the popular jock kids, right? Because, you know, you were a nerd, right? You played the French horn in the marching band. Who does that? Who plays the French horn in the marching band? Well, I did, right? And, you know, you're in the hallway, and you're such a nerd. No one likes you. You have zero friends. Zero friends. Nobody will even look you in the face. And all of a sudden, you see one of the popular kids. He's coming up to you, extends his hand to give you a handshake, a cool kid handshake, not a normal handshake, a cool kid handshake, right? And then as you extend out your hand to shake his hand, he pulls his hand away, he pushes you down on the ground. Everyone laughs at you. They're like, why don't you go back and play your French horn in the marching band? And that's exactly what you do. You go and play your French horn in the marching band. Okay, I want to talk about the Bitcoin Ethereum pair here. Okay, the Bitcoin Ethereum pair. Because I think that this has a lot of potential as we are moving forward in our trading venture. And the reason is because it's becoming abundantly clear. Abundantly clear that Bitcoin is outperforming, that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin as far as percentages go. Right, as far as percentages go in this bull run. Now, right here I have marked out some key daily levels. And right now we have come up. This is Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Okay, just yesterday we were able to officially retest and come up above this daily level of 0.04 Bitcoin for Ethereum. And we've been able to hold this as support. And of course, after consolidating at this level, we had a massive move to the upside, during the past few days, during the past week. And I want to just take a look in hindsight at the BTC ETH chart. And look at this, guys. Look at this. It's pretty amazing because remember, Bitcoin was getting massive pumps all throughout the fall and the winter, and Ethereum was kind of just chilling, right? Just chilling. But back in the last bull market, this is the Ethereum to BTC, where one Ethereum was worth about 0.15 Bitcoin. That's quite a lot of Bitcoin. And shout out to Pep's channel who says, damn, bro, that story was pretty sad. Hope it wasn't true. No, it wasn't true, guys. It wasn't true. I did play the French horn in the marching band, but not true about the handshake story. But I have not played the French horn in many years. If any of you guys has a French horn, they're expensive, those things, man. They're expensive. Look at this. I mean, there's just so much upward potential for this pair. There's so much upward potential for this pair. If we take from where we're at right now up to the all-time high, that's 218%. If Ethereum during this bull market gets to where it was in the last bull market, imagine the amount of BTC we could make if we are actually trading this pair. And if we're just looking on the weekly time frame, we can see that recently we had the money flow crossover, and we're printing. We see a clear direction here. If this comes up a little higher and we start printing waves like this on the weekly time frame, I think that the potential gains here could be quite massive. And so I'm going to start paying a lot more attention to the BTC Ethereum pair. If we go to the daily time frame, we can see that we already have recently just had the money flow crossing over, and now we're starting to do these higher and higher waves here. And obviously, usually we're going to have some kind of cool down period, but it becomes very, very different when we're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum as a pair, because they're both wild cards, right? Bitcoin is very volatile, so is Ethereum. If we look at the last bull market, even when we came down quite low, looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, see right now, looks like we're somewhere like in here, and I think we have another big pump coming up, and then potentially even more so. But I just think there's a lot of potential here. So that's all I'm trying to say. And obviously, this is not financial advice, guys. This is definitely not financial advice. As many of you know who follow the channel, if you think that this is financial advice, you're going to lose everything you own, and then some, You're going to go salmon fishing. You're going to hook this awesome salmon. You're going to reel it in. You're going to hold it in your hands, and when you're trying to attach it to the hook thing that you put it in its mouth, it's going to swim away from you. Okay, you're going to be really upset about that. Where can we trade the Bitcoin/Ethereum pair? You can do that on Binance.com, guys. Binance.com. And I recommend doing this with a VPN if you live in the USA. But if you go to markets and you go to BTC markets, and then you search ETH, you can trade the Ethereum Bitcoin pair on Binance right here. And again, I do recommend if you're in the United States, you do this with a VPN or use some kind of API like 3commas.com. 3commas.com allows you to make trades on Binance without actually logging into Binance because it does it through API. So, yeah, Joseph Morales says, Jason Casper, your Discord is a gem, especially with the amazing TA from iDracula, Ice Cold, and Joe Pip. Yeah, shout out to you, iDracula, Ice Cold, and Joe Pip for the amazing TA in the Discord. Those guys contribute a lot to the Discord. Yeah, Mark G says you can also trade this pair on Bitcoin on Coinbase Pro. The Oliver says, "Is that an elephant I hear stomping in the room above you?" Nope, that's a 2-year-old. That is a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old. Short-term targets for Bitcoin. My short-term targets for Bitcoin are, if we can break above 55K, then 58K. If we can break above 58K, 60K. I really am expecting us to come up, test these higher levels, and then come back down. And the reason for that is because in previous consolidation periods where we have a massive run-up, we usually consolidate coming down, we come up a little bit, not quite to the all-time high, we come down a little more, everyone freaks out, and then we get a massive pump to the upside. That happens quite a lot. It even happened here. We come down, we come up, and then we come down, and then we get a massive pump to the upside. So, because I'm considering this from... Here, let me pull up another Bitcoin chart so that it's not so messy here. Because I am considering this thing a whole move, if we go to the daily, we go back to Bitcoin, I'm considering it a whole move from that December crash to our current all-time high. Considering it one move. And, if we consider this one move, then if we pull our fib from here to the all-time high, you can see that we're bouncing off the 0.5, and it wouldn't surprise me if we bounce off the 0.5, we come up, we bounce off somewhere around here, we come back down, test the 618 before we head off, because a lot of times that will just happen if we pull the fib from, let's say, this swing low down here to this swing high up here. You can see that we come down, we bounce off the 382, we come up, we come down, we bounce off the 0.5 before we get the massive move to the upside. So it's just an idea, guys. It's just an idea, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just an idea, and it's honestly what I'm kind of hoping for, because yeah, it will allow for. I'm currently in a swing long on BTC. I've been in a swing long since around where did I enter? It was somewhere. I think it was like right around here, around 50,200 somewhere. I forget where, but anyway, I entered long, and then I sat through the dump. Still holding long. I'm still holding the long. And I'm hoping to come back up to test this level before we can short down to a lower level on as far as swing trades go. As far as shorter term trades go, I'm just trading it level to level. And somebody says on the 3-minute we keep bouncing off the 100 EMA. Let's check that out. Let's go to the 3-minute chart for Bitcoin, which, by the way, guys, at least in the shorter term, it looks like we're starting to maybe come up a little bit. But anyway, let's put on the 100 EMA. Yeah, look at that. So on the 3-minute, we're really playing with that EMA. And it looks like now we're below it. We are below it. So if we come below that, it's not the best thing in the world, right? But I'm sure a lot of people are short right now simply because we are rejecting off this resistance of 55,000 and odd dollars. Yes. All right, I'm going to drop into the chat. Cam says, how do you rename your indicators and drawings in TradingView? What do you mean by rename them? Like in the object tree? if we're in the object tree, you're just going to come over here and you're going to like click on something. I think you might only be able to do it with horizontal lines. I don't think you can do it with, yeah, anything that's not grayed out. I'm pretty sure you can change, but maybe not. I can only do it with horizontal lines, where on the Mac, I click it and then I click it harder. I don't know how else to explain that. There's like, the Mac has 2 layers of click on the mouse, and then you can change it. Jake Butcher says, red dot on the 24, do I think it will drop drastically? I mean, yeah, I mean, do I think it will drop drastically? I think we'll probably come down and test somewhere lower. Absolutely. Interesting, says Michael Berry. Michael Berry brings up a good point. We're about to get a cross of the 50 and the 200 EMA on the 4 hour for Bitcoin. Shout out to Super Googly, who says, hey all, Jason is pulling out his fibs again. Any thoughts on whether Market Cipher works on Bitcoin dominance? Yes, I do think absolutely that Market Cipher works on Bitcoin dominance. If we go check out the Bitcoin dominance chart, we can see that absolutely. Let's go to a better time frame here. Look, we get the money flow crossover right here. And what happens to Bitcoin dominance? It massively drops. We get the money flow crossover right here, and what happens to Bitcoin dominance? Massively pumps. I think it works very well. I think it works very well, and it can help us tell, you know, when altcoins are about to pump. Clearly, we're heading into a time where altcoins, as long as Bitcoin doesn't do anything too crazy, we're heading into a time where altcoins are really going to pump, and this is why I think trading that Bitcoin Ethereum pair is such a good idea right now, because Bitcoin dominance is dropping, and we can see that as Bitcoin dominance drops, Ethereum is obviously outperforming Bitcoin as far as percentage goes. And so, yeah, absolutely, we can use that. We can use that. Bitcoin trying to bounce off the 21 EMA on the 1 hour. Yep, we're just bouncing all around in there, guys. We're just bouncing all around in there. All right, let's go into the chat, guys. RY Andy, what is the CryptoVac indicator? Hit me up in Discord, and yeah, hit me up in the Discord, and I'll give you info on that. All right, guys. So it turns out that the code I popped in the chat for the course is actually giving people $5 off instead of 5% off. So if that happened to you, message me in Discord, and I will hook it up. And in the meantime, guys, because I made that mistake, let me drop in a 10% discount for anybody else who wants to get the course. Let's see. Yeah, let's drop it in. If you go to jasoncaspertrading.com, you can use this code until May 9th to get 10% off. It's I Heart Jason Casper. Neglect X, can I do a walkthrough video on how to set up VPN email for Binance, because I use VPN and somehow every time they find out I'm in the USA. You have to use an email that is encrypted, and I don't know if I should make a video about that, just to be totally honest, because I don't want to do anything that would draw negative attention, I guess. Okay, so Kristen wants to know, do I recommend using a trend-based fib or the normal fib? Okay, there's a few different ways that you can use the fib. And if anybody's unfamiliar with how to fib, let me explain. Fibonacci, and if if you want to learn all about this, check out the course. The course, we go through it. Fibonacci retracements, Fibonacci extensions, how to obtain those targets. But here's a quick flash crash course, right? What we're going to do is, when we're looking at the way price moves in an uptrend, price is never going to move just straight up, right? It's going to move up a little and then retrace, come down. Then up a little, then retrace, come down. This is called a pullback. It's called a retracement. And basically what it does in an uptrend is it allows you to find a good entry, right? Because if we're in an uptrend, you don't want to buy here. You don't want to buy there, because then what happens? Right? We defecate. What we want to do is we want to buy at these lows, and then we want to, take profit at the highs, add in at the lows, take profit at the highs, and Fibonacci can help us do that. And the way it does is, usually when price retraces, it will retrace a certain percentage of the initial move to the upside. So if we consider this a move to the upside from this swing low here, because we look at what happened. We have a upward movement, a retracement, then an upward movement, and then a retracement, and then an upward movement, and then retracement, upward retracement. Usually price will tend to move a certain percentage, and those percentages usually tend to line up with the Fibonacci number. So if we take our Fibonacci, if we happen to see that price has moved up a lot and then is starting to dump, what we can do is we can take the Fibonacci from the swing low, which is the area where we can clearly see the divot, right? We can clearly see the point where the price hits the absolute lowest point before it continues back in the uptrend. So we had the uptrend, we had the divot, and then we continue in the uptrend. Then we have the divot, then we continue in the uptrend. The divot, continue in the uptrend. What you're going to do is you're going to pull that Fibonacci from the divot to the top of the move, right? And, it's some of this stuff can be a little bit more subjective. It can be, because, some people might say I'm going to measure from here. Some people might say I'm going to measure from here. Some people might say I'm going to measure from down here. Whatever you decide to do, you'll still find a lot of confluence with these moves. And what you'll notice is that price will tend to retrace off of one of these areas. It will tend to retrace off of one of these areas. So if I take down here, for example, if you consider this a move and a retracement, we can turn back on our candlesticks, and we can see that price tends to have some kind of reaction off of these areas. Okay, one of the most reactive areas is the 618 area. The 618 area. And, we came up, we hit a top, we came down, we got a bounce off the 0.5 to come back up. Then we get a bounce off the 618, and then we come back up again. We should be looking at these areas as points of support and resistance that will give us a reaction. We should be looking for bounces off these places in conjunction, of course, with using Market Cipher. And we can use these retracements to obtain targets. How do we know, if we're getting a bounce off the 618, how can we set some targets? Well, there's two ways. One way is you can take a regular old fib, and you'll take it from that swing high and drag it down to the point where we actually got the retracement from. Okay? To the point where we actually got that initial bounce from. And so remember, when we're first pulling our fib, we're going to pull it from the swing low of the move to the swing high. But then when we're obtaining targets, we're going to pull it from the swing high to the place where we get that initial bounce. And there's a lot of ways to do it. So let's say we see price going up and we see we're starting to dump. We're pulling our fib. And then we realize, okay, we're getting a bounce off of the 0.5. So then what we're going to do is we're going to pull another fib from the top to the point of the bounce. And this will give us some targets to obtain to. And what do you know? That when we come up from the bounce, look, we come up perfectly and find a resistance at the 0.618. And then we come up again, perfectly hit this area right here, the 786. And then again, the 786 acts as our resistance. And then when we come up, we can see that, this level up here was also respected very well. This level right here was also respected very well. And we can draw some support and resistance lines here and notice that they're actually respected even to this day. The fib target from that initial move is respected. And again, we go over all this stuff in the course in detail. And if you do want 10% off, boom, post it in the chat. If you did that other coupon that didn't work, hit me up in the Discord, guys, and I will fix things. I'll fix things for you. So, there's another way to obtain targets, which is using the trend-based extension, Fib trend-based extension, which basically what you'll do is you'll take it from a swing low to a swing high, and then you'll drag it back down to the place where we got the bounce. And this will give you other Fib targets. Now, a lot of these will be very similar, right? You can see, very similar. The one-to-one extension. It's just giving you other areas to look for, right? And we can see that the trend-based extension right here was actually the all-time high. And so, and a lot of these levels are the same, right? So we can see that the one-to-one extension lines up perfectly with the other Fib that we pulled. It really is just different ways to obtain target. And a lot of people have a lot of different strategies to use Fibonacci. You'll find that the levels tend to be respected. They tend to be respected. Shout out to Neglect X. Thank you for the super chat. What exchange or wallet do I use to fund my Binance? I just use I use it from a hot wallet or a cold wallet to fund Binance. I don't do it from an exchange. Yeah, Google's down. There's another Fib tool that works for making spider lines. Yes, there's a lot of Fib tools. Like, for example, we can do the Fibonacci fans, right? Where they're kind of like spider lines, where we'll take it from, a low up to like a high, and we can get Fibonacci levels like this. There's a lot of different ways to do it, guys. A lot of different ways to do it, and then you can obtain targets this way as well. There's a lot of different things you can do, a lot of different things you can play around with. To be honest with you, I honestly find that just using regular old Fib extensions and retracements are the best, because it's for me, I don't like to overcomplicate my technical analysis. If there's too many things for me to look at, I get paralysis of analysis. Do I always use the daily chart for the Fib? No, you can use any chart you want. It's all the same. It's literally the same. The only difference is there's more candlesticks on the 1 hour. So you're going to have to zoom out a lot to get the same Fib pull. But really, we're just going low to high, and the low to high doesn't change from the daily to the 4 hour, to the 1 hour, to the 1 minute. It's just you're going to have to zoom out a lot. Yeah. All right, let's pop back into the chat, guys. I'm going to have to head out kind of soon. But, shout out to 209 Rose. Good morning to you, and sunshine right back at you. Let's see. Can I copy the sun? Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, I can copy the sun. Give you guys some sunshine. Lewis wants to know, what is the upside of trading the ETH to USD pair? Okay, the upside to trading the ETH to USD pair is that Ethereum is... Wait, did you say ETH to USD or ETH to a BTC? Sorry. Yeah, okay, so trading ETH to BTC. The upside is that that Ethereum is becoming more and more valuable at a faster rate to the Bitcoin than it is to the dollar. Right? We can even just see that and also it has a lot more, upward potential going. Obviously, we're in uncharted territory right now, ETH USD. But going back in time to looking at, back in the summer of 2017, during the previous bull market, Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, it got really, really high to 0.15 Bitcoin. And so now imagine if one Ethereum was worth 0.15 Bitcoin, then you could sell that Ethereum to get a lot of Bitcoin, to get a lot of Bitcoin. That's the benefit of it. That's the benefit of it. Shout out to Sessi's List from Turkey. Hans Christ, the blue triangle on Market Cipher. It usually means a trend reversal of the previous trend, but we need to use it more as an affirmation to our TA, and we can't really, I wouldn't trade just off of a blue triangle. Is there a bear flag for Bitcoin on the 1 hour? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Is there a bear flag? I wouldn't really call that a flag. I wouldn't call that a flag. No, I would not. I would not. I would not call that a flag. Shout out to Roy, who just purchased the course. Do you need to purchase Market Cipher? And what about the Discord? Okay, there's a free Discord that everybody can join. Yes, I recommend getting Market Cipher for sure, because the course is based a lot around using Market Cipher to enter trades. And yes, I potentially will make a course that's just focused on TA, and also one that's just focused on Market Cipher. But for right now, they are one and the same. And so, yeah, I highly recommend using Market Cipher, although you can still get a lot out of it. Abe Warman wants to know, does Market Cipher work with Forex? Absolutely. Let's just go to the USD. Oh, Andrew wants to know, what will XRP do in the short term? Well, I need to talk about XRP, and then we'll talk about Forex. XRP, in the short term, well, it's obvious that it's doing the same thing as other cryptos, right? We're consolidating. And as far as the 4 hour goes, things are looking quite bullish, right? Things are looking like we are about to come up. The VWAP is going to cross the 0 line. We might form a tight green trigger wave somewhere down in here. And then that would kind of send this thing to the upside, right? That would kind of send it to the upside. I don't actively trade XRP, but what I will say is I would like to see us hold this resistance right here. I don't want to see us lose this resistance. I want to see us hold this resistance. And if we get that momentum that comes up like this on Market Cipher B on the 4 hour, then I think we're going to be seeing, $1.50, $1.80 again. Absolutely. Because in a bull market, these altcoins, they pump, right? They pump. As far as the intraday trading goes, I can't really say, only because I don't day trade XRP. So I don't have the full picture analysis that I can actually give. But yeah, if we go to, let's say, the USD and the EUR, and just go to like the daily time frame, and we just zoom out and look at Market Cipher. Wait, this is, what the heck? I don't want that. Hang on. Here we go. Euro USD. And we just go to the daily time frame. Really, to be totally honest with you, it is not too crazy to say that you could really just long the money flow crossovers and then short the money flow crossovers. I mean, seriously, I mean, just go back in time and look. And because this is the daily time frame, you long the money flow crossover, right? A month later, you take your profit. Or like right here, you short the money flow crossover, and then you just hold that trade until the money flow crosses over again. Of course, it's 147 days, and you could take profits along the way, depending on your strategy. But, just the most simplest dang thing of even just using the 100-day moving average and Market Cipher, you could tell yourself, okay, If money flow crosses over and we come up above the 100-day moving average, go long. If money flow crosses under and we're below the moving average, go short. I mean, it's that simple. Forex is not like crypto, guys. And when I trade Forex, I use the daily time frame only. The daily time frame only. You only have to check the chart once a day, right before the market closes, right? And that's it. CHF, shout out to you for the super chat. If you purchase the course, you have lifetime access, and it's long. It's 18 sessions, an hour and a half each, and I'm going to be adding more sessions very soon. Yeah, so Forex and Market Cipher are great. The yen and the franc, the yen and the franc, if you want some more volatility, same deal. Look, literally short the money flow crossing from the green into the red, right? And if we do that, what do we get? We get 3% in a month, and then long the money flow crossover from the red into the green, and what do we get? We get 3% in 70 days. Short again the money flow crossover right here, and what do we get? We get 4% in about 2 months. Then we long crossover again, and what do we get? I mean, Forex, guys, Forex and Market Cipher are good pals, really good pals. Of course, you're going to have your losses, right? If we're only using the money flow crossover right here, you would definitely, in the short term, probably get stopped out of that trade for sure. But if you had held on, you could have been up, 1% almost. But in general, if you're using a good risk management strategy, just long the crossovers, short the crossovers, it's pretty simple. And Forex is so chill, guys. Forex is so chill. Yeah, Joshua Dunbar, Forex is so slow, it's so chill. Yeah, you're making like 1% in like a month, and that's good on Forex, right? I know. That's why I trade crypto now. But Forex, if you're using leverage, if you're using higher leverage, and you're using good risk management, you can still make some decent gains, even though it's slow, right? You just have to use good risk management. Bill Hyde, the DIY guy, what's the code for the course? Okay, I'm going to drop that 10% code in here one more time. That's not the 10% code. That's the sun. Let me grab this code, guys. Okay, this is a 10% code. And if you purchase the course and you got $5 off instead of 5% off, please join my free Discord. Let me know that happened to you, and I will fix it. No, my Patreon is it recommended with the course? It's up to you. The Patreon is just a community, and I do some trade signals in there. I'm going to start doing more trade signals soon. I know the past 2 days I haven't been doing that many, and I apologize. I've been like totally swamped, but I'm going to start doing them more. And why do I keep mentioning Market Cipher while using TradingView? Market Cipher is an indicator that you use in TradingView. Yeah. So guys, if you want to get the course, there's a link in the description. If you don't have Market Cipher, you can get a 5% discount by using my affiliate link right here and using this code to get Market Cipher in the description of the video. You can sign up for Bybit to get rewards. You can sign up for MARGEX Exchange to get rewards. This coupon is wrong. I have to change that to $5 off. I'm going to fix that. Is there a bearish divergence for ETH on the 30-minute? Let's check it out. Okay, so a bearish divergence means the price is moving up. And the momentum is moving down. Price is forming higher highs. Momentum is forming lower highs. Yep. Looks like a bearish divergence to me. And we can say that we had one back here that played out. And you could say we have one again here that could be playing out too. Alejandro Sosa wants to know, do I recommend watching my free content before getting the course? It's totally up to you. I have a lot of free content on my channel, some really good information. A lot of the course stuff is covered for free. The main benefit of the course is not only does it go into much more detail, but it gives it to you in an orderly fashion so that you're not all over the map. But the purpose of the course is so that you learn everything in order, so that you're not, at least in my view, learning how to trade, you need to learn in the right order. Otherwise, you'll end up missing some crucial information that will really set you back, and you'll have to relearn it. It's like when I used to play guitar. I was in a metal band for 3 years. I played professionally. And when I first started playing guitar, I learned how to hold my pick wrong. And I got pretty good holding my pick wrong. But I got to a certain level of playing where I had to actually go back. I had to regress and learn how to hold my pick right so that I could progress. And so to avoid that kind of thing happening, I think it's important to learn the stuff in order. But if you already know basic technical analysis, and if you're already a good trader and you just want to find out more about Market Cipher, yeah, I offer a lot of free content. If you go to the YouTube channel and you go to my channel and you go to playlists and YouTube Market Cipher tutorials, there's a lot of free info in here. There's a lot of free good info in here. In my opinion, of course, I'm biased, guys. I am biased. Yeah, J-Star piece. Yeah, save you lost trades. Absolutely. Yeah, it happened to other guitar players too. All right, guys. I am going to have to cut the stream, but I appreciate everybody for being here. And I pray that the Lord would bless all of you. In the name of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus the Messiah, the God of Israel. He's the one that holds all this stuff together. He's the one that gives us the power to get wealth. It's important to remember that. It's important to remember that as we are trading. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, shout out to C137. Guys, check out his YouTube channel. Check out C137's YouTube channel. I'll drop the link in the chat. He does some good TA. He does streams seemingly every day. Check him out. Some good TA. It's really good to get some different perspectives there. How do you join the Discord? There should be a link in the description of the video. If there's not, let me drop a new link in there right now. Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat. And I'll also update this video description here. Guys, like the video. We got like 700 people in here. Only like 300 likes. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, shout out to C137. Actually, yeah, C137, man. I'll have to have you on the stream sometime, bro. I'll have to have you on sometime. I can't today, but I would like to. All right, guys. May the Lord bless you, and I will see you soon.